one.
Hello, and welcome to Last Light. I am your benevolent dungeon master, Puck, and I am joined today by these 5 lightly frosted explorers, which I will now introduce in no particular order. She's the boss of her own sword. V is here.
Oh,
Also joining us, expert on blowing smoke into caves specifically, is Merrick. Expert of blowing smokes in a diplomatic sense, Lady Dulcinea joining us as well. Expert archaeologist and taker of many notes, we have dear Shay joining us as well. And, of course, wondering why these places are all so badly managed, we have dear Draper joining us here today as well.
Big lack of hierarchy structure, chain of command.
There's not a lot of oversight
No.
the farther out you go, and I think that's probably the main problem. If nobody's checking in, it's just madness, anarchy, chaos. Speaking of chaos, the chaos meter. The chaos meter at the bottom of the screen was filled yesterday. My cup had run over, and I spilled it. Yes, last week. Right, I remember time. My chaos cup had run over, and winter had blanketed the land, and an unusual airship had passed over our adventurers as they camped out at Far Reach Post and had crashed far in the distance. That is just a taste of some of the dark chaos you could invoke with your tips and, of course, the bonuses that you can give to these fine people here, who I will be putting in mortal danger in the days to come. There will also be something very scary, very Halloween-y, one could say, next week. So we'll get a little introduction to that. But, anyways, when last we left our heroes, they had embarked on a journey, a task that has been set for them to explore the far reaches of this brand new continent known as the Treasured Expanse. This group has been assembled with a joint union between the various great empires, the 4 great empires of this world, to explore this land and win a contest that has been established to encourage greater exploration in this new continent. They found many unusual individuals on their journey, and great dangers as well. I'm learning how to speak all over again. And most recently, they had encountered a wounded giantess who asked for their assistance in tracking down a fugitive of the giant kind territories to the south. They were able to help track down this fugitive. However, the resulting skirmish was a bit disturbing and left more than a few of our party members badly damaged. The giantess provided a simple map to help guide them through the region, and also offered up some healing salves to assist them on their journey. They then departed for Far Reach Post, where they met the eccentric Theodore Rexley, who certainly wasn't left out in this trading post to die by his father for being a bad businessman. No, this humble hobgoblin was just so eager for some company, happy to meet with these fine folks traveling through the land, and he treated them to dinner. And Lady Dulcinea was nice enough to teach him how to play dice, which he expressed his joy in many tears. But, as I said previously, as night came, winter began to blanket the land. Last light has arrived, and an airship has passed overhead and seemingly crashed in the distant east. So we join our party at Far Reach Post. As morning rises,
Wait,
the sun does not come with it.
Do we hear this thing crash?
Well, you heard an explosion and a flash of light. The assumption is that it crashed.
Okay.
It- so-
Does it wake us up?
Well, that was late at night. You guys can,
Well,
I mean...
I was outside on the top of the top of the wagon. Did I hear/see anything?
Oh, you definitely heard it. And
was-
you only saw a flash of light because the thick snow blowing in obscured your vision.
All right. Was there like this?
No, it was more of a flash of light, an impact, followed by another impact.
Okay. Oh, so wait, there was a sound of 2 impacts. That's meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate that.
Interesting.
All
no,
right.
I mean, yeah, I think at the commotion, Trafer was going to run outside. And Merrick's on the roof, right?
I'm on the wagon.
All right. As you start to run outside, you can see the snow has already come to ankle deep as it continues to fall down in large, kind of cotton ball-sized clumps all around you. And a wind has begun to blow it all over the place.
Merrick!
Yeah, I'm up here.
The hell was that, man?
Okay, look, I don't know what to tell you, but you remember those guys with that large blimp thing? You know, the huge, like, airship?
The prince?
Yeah, let's just say we don't need to worry about those guys anymore, cause you
Oh shit! Hey, man.
that way.
You gonna freeze to death out here?
Yeah, no, I'm just look. This snow, it's coming in super quick. Okay, just having a look at the buildings and stuff like that where we're staying. What I want to do is I want to park the wagon by the front entrance so that the snow falls on the wagon but creates kind of like almost like an air bubble just outside the main entrance.
Very well.
I'll say, okay, listen, we don't have time to talk. Can you help me with this wagon? I just need to move it to the front of the door real quick.
Yeah, whatever we gotta do to kind of batten down the hatches here. We'll jump
Okay. Yeah, so once we do that, I'll then, well, I mean, however long it'll take, I'll tell Trafer that, look, we might get snowed in. I'm not sure how deep this is going to get. I've never been out during this kind of snowfall. So we may need to seal off the windows, make sure that they don't break inwards and flood the area with snow. You know,
the locals know how to deal with that.
Oh, we can ask. I mean, either way,
guards,
yeah.
Yeah, so I think we get the wagon into place and then kind of get back in and grab some guards and be like, hey, what do we expect here, man? Like, how we get the wagon out in the morning?
First snow of the season. We got a bin full of shovels. We're going to have to dig in the morning. You can dig it now, but it's all going to come back down on you by the time morning hits.
Right. Next thing I find Dulcinea. Hey. That was the prince's airship.
I don't think the prince was the one with the airship. That's Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I thought we had an international listener.
Not yet. No, I mean we still might, but no, that's Kalingar. Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah, and after that, I find V. I'm like, hey, I thought the airship just crashed. Is that good or bad for us?
You can go both ways. Interesting. It's not bad, I suppose.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure if they don't get back here, it's gonna be a corpse job. If they had, I don't know, we can go check out the wreckage site, but I don't think right now anybody's making it out there. It looks kind of far off.
Yeah. Well, Fahrenheit's a warforged, so I wonder how much of his crew is the same. I don't know if they would freeze to death, if that's a concern, if they survive the actual crash.
Huh. Damn. All right. That's good. That's a big advantage. All right. I don't know.
There could be people
like a
there,
big
though.
Deal.
Yeah.
Everybody's sort of cool with it. Oh.
It's less that I'm cool with the crash and more that the snow is starting to come in a little bit heavier, and I don't necessarily want to go out.
Yeah, I think it's a case of like, everybody for themselves at this point.
Are you how are you feeling about that, Trafer?
I mean, look, if they're all Warforged, they're gonna be fine. I guess we don't have to worry about it. I don't know. It just seems kind of callous to let some people die, though, if they're just gonna die. I don't know what we can do, though. To be honest,
they went down out of sight, man. Like, we'd have to go a ways towards them, and we don't even know what brought them down. Look, I heard 2 impacts, right? I don't know about you, but that translates to me that something on the ground hit them hard enough to take them down in a single shot, and then when they hit the ground. I'm not really willing to kind of go out there and maybe find out what has the strength to knock one of those birds out of the air.
you think it's
Maybe
giants?
that's just me.
You think it's giants
I don't
throwing
know.
rocks around?
We heard the rumor that things can't fly east. Might answer our question if airships are counting that.
DM question.
Of course.
Okay, so last time that airship was going to Garden Falls. Which direction is Garden Falls? Are they going off technically course of like?
Well, when you guys
We're
saw it in Guardian Falls, it was headed east.
Okay, so it was headed in the same direction as
Yeah.
where we were.
It was headed in your guys' the direction you guys were going.
Copy that.
But it was clearly much faster than you guys, so certainly it has taken its time getting here.
Look, it's the middle of the night. It's starting to snow badly. I know I'm still kind of hurt from that fight. I don't know how much help we can be in this situation. People out here know the risks. I don't think we need to be a survival party at the moment.
So, as you guys are speaking, the guards are going around and closing wooden shutters on the windows and bolting them up tight. And they're also stocking up all of the furnaces to ensure that they're burning wood through the night.
I love these guys.
Be prepared. If it goes all night, we may have to dig ourselves out in the morning.
V, if you don't mind, I have a few questions for you.
Yes.
So you seem very familiar with Mr. Fahrenheit, or at least you have information.
To an extent, yes.
Now, I remember something was mentioned about there were 12 different assassination attempts against his life, and all of them were unsuccessful.
Ultimately.
Well, actually, they were successful. He just came back.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, maybe. Oh, I see here in my notes. Yes. No, it says it was successful, but for some reason, I say it's still unsuccessful because he is still, well, would you say he's breathing? I mean, Warforges, I am not familiar with how they usually function and whether or not they can even breathe air. But I'm pretty sure, either way, you understand what I'm saying.
Right. So did you want more questions? I don't know how he came back, if that's what you're wondering.
Well, no, it's rather, should we really, especially since Lady Dulcinea did mention as far as we are on a mission and we are supposed to be the first to be successful in this mission, should we really try to go and assist, especially if this individual is questionable, to say the least?
I don't think it is in our best interest to aid Mr. Fahrenheit. with whatever he has planned. I would assume he has taken every precaution to secure his own life and longevity. I do not know how useful the people around him at present are for him to do the same as well. But I am unsure what information he would have that would help us, and I think aligning ourselves with his interests would not be in our own.
I get that same gut feeling that maybe we should just let them handle things on their own.
And in the interest of full transparency, it is possible that through our inaction, there will be people who we could have saved who might die. It is possible if we go and help them that we could also die. It is possible that they are all fine and we don't need to do anything.
Well, I just think this individual seems like they could be dangerous. I mean, the fact that they are able to survive so many attempts.
They should not be underestimated.
Yes.
In any regard.
A formidable foe, to say the least.
I would agree.
Oh, does that make me heartless? Oh, no. Being out here, I think, has hardened me. I mean, my hands were already from being used to working with harsher materials and such. We're already getting kind of calloused. But now maybe I'm calloused of the heart.
I think in some situations, you need calluses to prevent yourself from getting hurt. I think it says something that you are aware of this. And I think what we consider in making decisions, even if those decisions are ultimately in our best interest, and even if those decisions hurt other people, I think those considerations are still important. And when we can, we will lead with our hearts. And when we can't, that's what logic and reason are for.
You are quite right, Miss V. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
In that moment, you will see where Shay goes into her bag to take a look at, like, you've just killed someone. So, like she's looking to see if maybe somewhere in the pamphlet it says that you become more hardened after you have your first kill.
It died.
A section specifically
the second
outlining
one is
it.
easier.
You black out the little part of it. It's like Vampire the Masquerade. Like you black out one poor part. Now you have to roll different.
You erase the humanity. Humanity gone.
Yeah.
Shay's talking about leaving people to die. That one has been taken out.
Have shit in the treasured expanse.
Marek's going to try and talk to the guards to kind of see if he can read any of the unease that's like lingering in the air. Is it like, does it look like they're like, oh yeah, this is fine, we'll be done in the morning, or are they kind of like trying not to like make a fuss, if that makes sense?
You get the impression that the guards are, just from looking at them, like this is like praxis measures, people going through a checklist of, okay, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. But everybody seems to be going about it with a relative even keel. You don't notice any panic throughout them.
Okay. This kind of makes Marek a little bit, because Marek's jumpy about the whole idea of getting caught in the winter.
Oh, for sure.
It's kind of like he's been drilled in like repeatedly by the Frontier Knights, like this is the worst thing that could happen. Your emergency measures are don't die. Like sometimes you might freeze to death, but have a ball of yarn in your mouth and maybe you'll live. I mean, it's like millions of these like kind of wives' tales about being caught in winter.
Oh, for sure.
And the confidence that these guys are having, like just with the checklist and stuff like that, is putting him a little bit at ease. I'm gonna go to the food stores, if I may, and sneak like extra food and drinkable water and stuff like that into the wagon.
Very well. Are we shoplifting, Merrick?
Oh, very, very, yes.
All right.
Yes. Merrick is...
I'm going to need some sneak, Merrick.
I will sneak.
We could just pay him. We have a bucket of gems.
No.
Need those to negotiate with.
Well, that's a natural 1.
Oh, cool. Hey, what are you doing with our supplies?
They look like they might get caught in the snow, you know, just in case, you know.
In here, in the barracks?
Yeah.
You think so?
I mean, there's enough in the barracks. I mean, what about the people in the houses? If they get snowed in, you know, they might need a little bit of food.
One is a shop, the other one is the trading post. It's basically a big warehouse for supplies with a desk. This is where
sorry, I'm new in town, you know.
This is
out
not
in the woods. We goblins, we don't really have shops. We kind of like, you know, look out for each other because we're good to the community and stuff like that. So you need to exchange what you call it's money is what you're just like.
There's very little use for currency out here. Most of it is trade. That's why it's a trading post.
Don't suppose you'll take a crisp high 5.
I'm gonna take these. He's just gonna reaches for them, and I'm gonna put them back in the pantry. If you want to get some stuff from the trading post, we'll dig it out in the morning.
All right.
Much more supplies in there, anyways. And I'm certain Theodore is required to give you something.
Could I try sleight of hand to at least steal like a ham hock? Like just
give it a shot.
I'll give it. Nope, he finds my ham hock.
And the salted pork. Thank you. Long sigh, like this isn't the first time this has happened, and goes back to it.
All right. Oh, actually, real quick, not that this will matter.
Yeah.
Merrick's mad. We know this about him. Does he react at all to the garlic bread I have on me?
No, he does not react to the garlic
Good.
bread.
All right, very well.
All right.
Carry on.
So does anybody else have anything they'd like to do for the evening, or would you like to hunker down and try to get some sleep?
Yeah, so you got it. I don't like it.
All right. So, as you guys get some rest, there are a number of hammocks and some simple cots. It's by far not the most relaxing sleep you've had on your journey. The echo of the blowing snow continues outside, and with all the windows barred and shutters closed, it's difficult to know what exactly is happening. Every creak, every smattering like people throw sand against blocks of wood makes you question what might be actually happening outside. When dawn finally rises, the sun does not come with it. There is a thick overcast, so only a dim twilight illuminates the cracks in the windows. But quickly the guards rouse themselves and go about the business of extricating the cart from the front door to find that it has snowed about 1.5 feet, 1.5 feet, or 45 centimeters. There's a thick white powder coating the land. It piles up on the rooftops and on the tops of the fence posts and guard towers throughout, painting the entire world in almost a perfect even white in all directions. You can see a bit into the distance in the dim twilight of the overcast sky. You don't see any smoke or anything off to the east past the gates. And all the guards step out and get to work shoveling, trying to extricate the doors and windows that have been piled up in snow and
Very
clear
cool.
some walkways for people.
I'll join the shoveling effort.
All right.
Marek will just have meat come out and just
walk a path.
yeah.
It is minus 18 degrees Celsius, or minus 0.04 for Fahrenheit. Trafer, you notice that the cold...
0.04?
Yeah.
That's so specific.
Or sorry, minus 0.4. Minus 0.4.
Still
Minus
so
0.4.
Okay.
There.
Anyway,
Look, that's the way the conversion comes out, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
it's so weird. So minus 18, hold on, minus 18 Celsius?
Is minus 0.4 Fahrenheit.
All right. Anyways.
Look, that's... I don't do the math. That's what Google's for. Anyway.
Sorry, it's
So-
cold.
It's, Trafer, you're not really feeling it.
Like I'm not feeling the cold?
Yeah. Like, you're not really noticing it. You're noticing everyone around you is obviously cold. The workers are starting to develop rosy cheeks and red noses. They're all bundling up and, tightening their scarves. But you're not really noticing it. You have a kind of feeling of warmth that is radiating throughout you.
Weird, man. Like, I hate the cold. I don't know why I thought you guys lived out here.
It's freezing, man. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, but it's not that bad. Like, look, I'm kind of a wuss about the cold, so I feel like it's not as bad as you guys are making it out to be.
You say so. You must run real hot.
Not usually. Whatever.
I think they're all just being dramatic. Because Trafer fucking hates because that's the part he's been dreading the most. But yeah, it's not that bad.
All right. So, what is everybody else doing in their morning routine as everything's being dug out for you guys?
Well, I would say that while everyone's digging, Shay would have instructed Pointer to basically help by like creating kind of like the shovel, like a shovel with the giant hand to kind of like next to if Merrick is helping or Trafer, basically Pointer will be right next to you, like shoveling with the hand, like tossing as much as possible. So basically, she's not going out, but she's instructing Pointer that Pointer won't feel anything to do the thing and help out.
Go, Pointer, go.
Yeah. So she's just monitoring inside.
All right. Dulcinea, V.
I think I'm just like poring over what little maps that we have and what few bits of scattered information we have going, because I am acutely aware that we're getting out of my area of expertise and I'm about to be incredibly useless.
Well, while you're looking over these maps, you notice that about 3 days travel out from where you believe Far Reach Post is, you don't see any waterways.
Should there be? Yeah, is this unusual?
While you don't see any rivers in the section of map, it doesn't go very far north, but it calls into question whether or not you will be north or south of flowing water at that point. It is unknown. There is a river that breaks off of the glacial bay up to the north that heads east, but nobody knows quite how far that it goes. Nobody's made it to the end of it. It has kind of constant sheets of ice, and it's rather treacherous rapids, so nobody's traveled all the way through it. So it is surmised that at some point you have to cross north of flowing water to get to the other side, but nobody knows for sure.
Just like quietly muttering to myself about who makes a competition like this so close to winter. Like, we should be doing this in May. it's just kind of ridiculous that we're out here at this time. Like, whose idea was this?
Lady Dulcinea, are you quite all right?
It's fine. It's just... all of this is such a bad idea. This is very poorly planned out.
Well, if you need some assistance with those maps you have there, me and V, we're very... let's just say we know what we're doing when it comes to that.
Hand her all the maps, because, like, she probably knows more what she's doing with them than I do. And I'm like, good, yep, have fun.
Are you wanting to try to chart the best path for us once everything is clear?
If you want to, that's kind of Merrick's purview too. I don't know the best path.
Well, I can take a look at what you have here, and then once Merrick is finished, and Shay's going to kind of look to try to see how far along they are with what they're doing. I don't know if she can see from outside of the window.
With all 10 guards working along with Merrick, Trafer, and Pointer, they're slowly clearing a path and kind of opening up the space, piling up the snow to the sides against the large log walls that surround this trading post.
Well, we can take a look, and then we can also get Merrick's expertise as well.
Of course.
We'll need all hands on deck, as they would say.
Right.
I would like to take a look to try to see, and then I don't know if V is in the area as well, but to try to basically use my cartographer's kit to try to figure out basically what the best course to try to avoid as many dangers as possible, given the information now that as far as like the notes and the like all of the different things that she's collected while on their journey, to try to see if there's like certain areas that like, okay, like according to this time of year last like a couple of years ago, like she's trying to go in depth as like, much as possible.
Connected all the dots.
Yes, because this is Shay. Shay is very much obsessed with like trying to figure out this puzzle that they have before them. But she will definitely need the help of the others as well to do this effectively.
All right. So V, what are you up to?
So I mentioned like a few episodes ago that I was looking for equipment so I can build my little steel defender guy. And I think V would be finishing. I think V would like be working on it with the intent to have it ready to shovel snow, and would probably finish up around the time they're done shoveling snow.
All right. What is this little steel defender guy? What is his debut? Let's roll out this steel defender. Please give us the product pitch.
Okay. It is a small little bear. And I like to think it's kind of like the body part of the bear. You know those like wooden articulated animals you could get at like museum gift shops? Mm-hmm. It's kind of structured like that, except in between where there are gaps in those toys, there's like machinery, and it's kind of like Magic Punk almost, the way it articulates and moves. And it's like small because it's like V-sized, and so it looks like a little bear cub, and it's like very well engineered, but still very clearly made with like scrap metal and wood and whatever V could scrap together here.
All right. And what is the name of this bear cub?
Excellent question.
Oh, I thought we had one already. All right.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. I've been thinking about this little bear cub for a while. I'm going to name it Gregory, to go with Frederick.
Gregory to go with Frederick. All right.
Yeah.
Is Gregory like cat size or like potbelly pig size?
Or I think like
Labrador size.
This is Gregory size. Okay. I can hold Gregory.
We'll say Labrador size.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
big are dogs?
I don't know.
What is a dog anyway?
They range.
A small bear?
A small bear? He's small bear sized. All right. So, Gregory is assisting with moving the snow. And I guess, V, are you operating or commanding Gregory outside, or are you inside while this happens?
I don't want to be outside if I can get the warmth for a little while longer. I'll let Gregory do as Gregory does, and I'll go look at map stuff.
All right.
I will say that at a certain point, like while she's trying to kind of like sketch together like a clearer map, she will also pull out her navigator's tools to properly figure out the best route. Once it's kind of like pieced together, like where exactly they should be headed.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Shay, what skills would you say you employ in this cartography? What specific talents in this like looking out the window, checking out the skyline, referencing the map, referencing the terrain around you, what particular skills from your various skills there would you say you would be employing at this point? Pick one and sell me on it.
Okay. Now this might seem like a stretch, but I don't think that it is necessarily. It could be a little bit of both. I mean, because she has been investigating and kind of tracking and keeping track of like all the various maps, all the different, notes and different things from each of the towns that they've been at to try to kind of figure out what was going on during those months and kind of piecing together the bits of maps, because there was like bits and pieces found in different areas that kind of covered different spots.
Right.
So because of the fact that she did oftentimes actually sketch out those things, she's kind of piecing them together. So it's a little bit kind of investigation, but also to kind of going off of history, because this is technically documents that are from months, years ago that she's like kind of using. Yeah, so she's kind of also to adding that those bits of the land's history in order to kind of narrow down what they may be dealing with or possibly what they may face, and also to that kind of what direction, like kind of avoiding the areas that seem to be the specific areas people kind of went a little right. kind of little, questionable disappearances. Let's avoid the disappearances. Yeah, disappearances, people hearing things. Maybe this might be the safest road to take, that kind of thing. I know it's a lot to ask, but it's either investigation or history, in my opinion, that she would kind of have, used to her advantage.
Let's go with investigation.
Fantastic.
Give me an investigation roll, please.
Okay, this could have been better, but it's a 16.
Okay. With a 16, you're able to determine that this map is hundreds of years old. And you can see this just by looking at the surrounding hills and mountain formations. They've altered. Some of them have gotten larger. Some of them have gotten smaller, according to the map.
Okay.
And particularly when you look at the map and you look at regions that you do know, because the map does seem to extend across into places like the Shrouded Hills and the New Haven Plains, it depicts the rivers in those areas as shorter and thinner than they appear on the maps that you know for the areas.
You said shorter and thinner.
Thinner, yeah. You are also able to discern that much of what you're facing for the next few days' travel is kind of hilly plains with dotted forest patches and scattered wetlands and lakes.
So plains, wetlands, and also to scattered rivers?
Scattered lakes.
Lakes.
Yeah, scattered lakes and wetlands. You don't see many depictions of rivers, and in fact, the map ends a certain amount of miles north. It just doesn't cover the most northern regions, like Glacial Bay, which is a well-known region for explorers and settlers, is not on this map. but it is the northernmost body of water known to settlers in the area.
Okay.
You do find, because you do know giant,
Mm-hmm.
there are several giant runes marking the path. One is the rune associated with sorrow or grief.
Okay.
That would be the first one you guys would encounter on the trail. The next is a rune associated with sacrifice or defense.
Okay.
And the last is the rune for death.
Ooh. Okay.
And that is at the northeasternmost region of the map. There's a big rune for death, nestled in what appears to be a large section of mountainous wetlands.
Okay.
So, with time, a path is dug out for you guys, and they've prepped your cart and loaded you up with some supplies to get you ready to go.
Did Merrick and Trafer return?
Yeah.
To
After
endorse?
after the path is cleared, Merrick will head back in.
Oh, Merrick, I know you're probably exhausted from having done all of that scooping of snow.
We've had it pretty good.
Oh, fantastic. I would love an extra set of eyes. V as well. Just because, V, I know that you're very familiar with maps as much as I am, and of course, Merrick, with your experience with different terrains, maybe you can offer, let's just say, a second opinion, third opinion, even, of what I have gathered from the maps that Lady Dulcinea has provided.
Yeah, of course.
And basically, Shay will take the time to explain the layout that basically was described by our amazing DM, just in detail. Because I'm like, I don't need to repeat all that. You did it in such detail. I don't want to have to do that all over again. But just as far as going over and like explaining what the runes mean, explaining how she kind of like gathered all of that in order to kind of lay this out, but also to like if they happen to have any information or anything that could help to really make sure that they are headed in the best possible direction.
All right.
Trafer comes in last, just with his coat over his shoulder and like his sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
Really, like it's a little overblown. Like it's just winter.
Wrapped up in furs and just give him a look like over a fur muff.
Yeah, I'm never too far away from meat, so it's like this is like
warm dragon pet.
well, yes, this is why I picked a fire-based companion for this adventure in the winter. All right,
I'm going to hurt you with it.
no.
Right. Sorry, please continue.
Okay, so a couple of things in terms of just stuff. So obviously there's a lot of wetlands and the like. In terms of knowing that terrain, especially during the winter where I imagine that a lot of the moisture would be gone because of the cold, how would that impact traveling by wagon versus on foot?
It's going to be rough going. Okay. Particularly because, like, you've been out in the wild, you've been out in the bush. The thing about wetlands is they change season to season. Sometimes they get bigger, sometimes they get smaller, depending on the rainfall, depending on the amount of moisture in the air. Sometimes they change in depth, because of moving water.
Yep.
So you certainly want to try and avoid those areas as much as you can because you're never quite certain. I mean, you've heard tales of wetlands that have frozen a top sheet of ice and then have just been a chasm underneath.
Collapsed underneath. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Second thing I want to ask is in terms of the mountainous areas that lead up to the high-lying areas and stuff, is there, like, any altitude problems from when we reach there? Like, will there be, obviously...
You shouldn't have to travel too high, but you will have to make your way through some tight mountain passes further to the east.
Okay, and again, will the wagon make that?
You're confident in your wagon and your dragon, I imagine. And you think, according to the map, there should be a giant footpath, an ancient one that moves through there. And you figure, well, a giant footpath should be big enough for a goblin cart.
Okay. So Marek, having a look at it, says, this is actually pretty good, Che. Like, the path seems to be clear of a lot of the dangerous areas of the wetlands, and it seems to follow a well-worn trail, which, of course, if giants are making their way through that area, means that we can get our cart through. I mean, look, the only thing that's really catching my eye here is, the end of the road here, you know. Kinda right this bit here, you know, the large bit that says in giant death.
Yes, I find very disturbing, and also thank you so much, Merrick, for such a high praise. Thank you. I tried to do my best to make it as legible and easy to understand as possible. So thank you.
No, it was like I said. It seems like you put a lot of work into it. Like, no, this would help anyone trying to get through that area at this point of the day. But you know, like. I mean, look, I think it's a good path. I just think, you know, like, okay, so sorrow, sacrifice, death. If I had to guess, and this is purely speculation here, because I know Giant. You know, I've had some conversation with them. Usually, the please don't bloody eat me. There's a bigger group behind me. No, that's a joke. You know, only did that once.
So, I'm still learning. You know, Lady Dulcinea has been teaching me.
There you go. Okay. But if these are waypoint markers, then usually they're either territory markers telling people, back off, this is my tribe, this is where we are, which, because the name's changing, don't seem like that's the case. Second is it's giving a clue as to how to proceed. So, you know, this one here, sorrow. Sorrow might mean something like, maybe there's a waterfall, and it looks like running tears, and that's a waypoint marker. You know what I mean? Like
metaphorical.
Yeah,
not literal.
Yeah. So it could be a waypoint marker. Or third, which I'm really hoping it's not, is that they are markers in the sense of like what to expect when you find it. So like sorrow could be a grave of someone important. Sacrifice might literally be a sacrificial altar, and death might be something that, you know, the giants don't go near because that's where you die. Something there, maybe a monster, maybe there's some poison gas, whatever. And my only concern is that if it's the latter of these, that we may just be walking, well, quite literally along a very good path to death. If I had to make a recommendation, is there a way around that death mark?
You could avoid it by sticking further to the south, near the edges of the Dreadscar. Although the Dreadscar is a highly volatile area, and in fact, you stay too close to it, there is the odd occasion that an eruption will launch flaming stones or burning pitch in your direction.
Okay, so it's or death, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Now,
or the death rune.
Now,
so burning
DM
pitch, fireballs, or the death rune.
now, DM, this is
Between a
another
rock and a hard
question.
place.
Oh, literally.
Literally, one of them is flaming.
Now, DM, just from the giants, because I mean, I'm assuming that obviously, depending on what type of giant you are, like sometimes the runes or sometimes the writing could vary depending on like maybe it's like if their language, they have their own slang or their own whatever, like territory kind of whatever speak. Would Shay be able to determine basically like from that if we're going to, like, as far as like her historical background with like learning giant, this is a stretch again because I'm crazy, but would she know whether or not, like, with this particular writing, if it's like maybe one of the tribes that basically they use more of the metaphorical versus literal, or like the way that they communicate, because that would vary depending on each tribe.
Different types of giant kind and different tribes of giant kind. If you look at the runes, death could mean danger, death could mean graveyard, death could mean just death. Those are the kind of different options that are available there. It could be a dangerous area, it could be a sacred area, it could be an area that they've just said, don't go here, you'll die. In terms of the sorrow and the sacrifice area, you get kind of the same sense. Like, sacrifice could be also defender. It could also be a sign of a historic site where a battle took place.
So there could technically, because of the fact that there's different, like, it could have different meanings depending on...
It could have different meanings depending on which giants particularly assigned those runes to the area.
Interesting.
They're similar. Think of, like, synonyms and close.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to determine, if
absolutely.
it looked like a specific tribe or if it just kind of was nondescript, like it could be...
The runes appear to be kind of an amalgam. You assume that they've been altered by the integrated giant empire as it exists to the south right now, which is kind of an amalgam of the various giant kinds working together.
Copy that.
So you've seen the homogenization of the cultures together. All right.
Unfortunately, there's no way to truly determine what the meaning... There could be several meanings. Each tribe is different and individual. Unfortunately, we would just have to take that path and hope for the best.
I mean, look, I think this is one of those situations where we should put it to a vote to the whole group, because, again, both paths potentially lead to the failure of our journey here. And even I can't say that one would be better than the other. As you say, we don't know, and we can't go off unknowns. We just have to go with our gut. I mean, my gut says that the eruption of a volcano, while it happens reasonably frequently, I mean, we might get lucky on that one. The thing about a giant path is there are generally also giants on said path, and while we had luck with the fire giant there, that ain't gonna necessarily translate to other giants we meet, especially, as I said, when that huge blimp went down. I had 2 impacts, and, giants not liking people in that area don't necessarily sound like, it doesn't sound like that wouldn't be against them to attack us on sight either. So, but like I said, I think that we should put that to a vote, see what everyone wants to do, and then make our decision as to which path we take from there. But at least until we get to that point, we should definitely follow the path that you've labeled out on this map.
All right. Lady Dulcinea, Trafer? If you don't mind, we're just trying to make sure that we make the right decision on the path we take, especially because there's so much at stake. Literally, quite literally, our lives.
Well, we weren't sent out here to hug along the safer southern route. People already know that one. We're sent out here to find the northern routes.
Is this map with the runes, how old did you say this one was?
Oh, it has to be hundreds of years old.
So
if I estimate correctly.
So there's a chance that whatever sorrow, sacrifice, and death was here, it could have passed, it could have moved elsewhere, it could lay dormant.
I mean,
that is quite possible as well.
To be fair, at the Reliquary, we mark shit with death all the time, just because we don't want people messing around with it. When really it's like, oh yeah, it could theoretically lead to death in the worst case scenario. What's throwing me off here, though, is sorrow and sacrifice, because sorrow's kind of vague, but sacrifice is very specific.
Maybe it's commemorating something.
Yeah, that could be. Is this like a personal map that somebody had? Well, I don't know. It's been around for a couple hundred years, and Captain was carrying it. It must be standardized, right?
Shay's going to take a look. Shay's going to try to see if there's any type of watermark or something for a family name or some type of indication, because she didn't think of that.
There is there is a sigil for a family name. Roughly translated, it is Cinderscorch. The family name for Greta.
Oh, interesting. So it seems that I see the name Cinderscorch. That's isn't that Greta's family name?
Yeah, I think so. This is like her family, so maybe just to her family, To
wait, is there any way we can get in touch with her so that way we can try to verify? Maybe she could have some type of insight on the runes and their meaning, at least for her tribe.
That would mean backtracking to find her. She wasn't interested in coming up this far close to the humans. It would take us backwards where we were yesterday.
Wait, she didn't give us any type of sending stone or anything to get in touch with her, I believe. Unfortunately. Ah, darn. Well, there goes that idea, but what other option do we have?
Trafe will pull out that basic magic book and see if there is a sending spell in there.
Yeah! Let's go!
There is a message spell.
Oh.
Message spell. It says you gotta be, I think, like near the person for this one.
Oh.
Right? Is that messages has to be...
Message is short range, yeah.
Yeah, message, you got to point to the target.
30 feet,
Oh.
120 feet.
120.
Is it 30?
30.
No, it might be 120 makes more sense. But
Yeah,
right.
120
Either
feet
way,
range. You got to point
Way
to
out of
him.
range.
Yeah, I got something in here. This doesn't have parameters on a sending spell. As I figure one, you might be able to sort it out.
That was a rather good idea, Trafer, so at least we're trying to test as many things as possible.
You guys hear a lot of clanking of chains and wood outside in the yard. Okay, we got it ready for you.
No?
yeah. Let's see what's ready.
The guards have brought out into the yard what appears to be the roof of a building that has been taken off and had a number of straps and harnesses attached to it.
Is it
You guys will need this for the road.
All right.
Did they put it as like a roof on the cart?
No. You attach this in front of your driving beast, and it moves the snow out of the way.
Oh.
I totally trust them, but can V just double check the craftsmanship on that, just very subtly?
They did their best for the resources they had.
Okay.
You see a number of places in which it could be structurally reinforced, and you would have used a different wood.
Okay, well, I'm making notes of that and keeping this in mind as we travel.
Yeah. Nah, never mind. Like, can we retrofit this into a sleigh? Would that be a better idea to replace the wheels with skis or something? But
Oh, we got something for that.
Well, we should check with Merrick first before we go.
No, I was just gonna say, it's just gonna modify. You know what? Actually, I don't mind.
Would that make sense?
Look, I think.
To put it on,
I think the chains. I think the chains are gonna work. I'm not a very technically minded individual, but I think we should really be getting on the road. And the chains are there, and they'll work. And the good thing about the chains is we can take them off. But if we hit terrain that we won't be able to use the skis on, that's going to be an even harder thing to deal with later on down the track.
Let's let's just take some of the materials and I'll see if I can make something as we're working. I'm not going to be doing anything else in the cart anyway.
Well,
As I'm not the artificer here or anything, can I, the player, make a suggestion? Is there because obviously they have the means to modify wagons and stuff like that, so I imagine they've got like some sort of like handheld like jack to be able to lift wagons off the ground. If we put them on the bottom of the wagon itself and then attach skis to them and then use the jack to lower the skis, lift the whole thing and the wheels off the ground so that the skis are the most lower prominent bit, would that be something we could build during our downtime as we travel?
well, actually, as you guys are asking about it, they've trotted out 2 long pieces of bone that kind of curl up. And attached to them are these metal kind of A-frames about the height of a wagon's spoke.
All right. It just kind of sits up on it, and we can pop it off later.
Yeah, you just tighten up the bolts and put these on there, and then slide them out. It's a wyvern bone, so it'll be... it slides real good. Oh. I'm sorry, that was insensitive.
Was it ethically sourced? And I wink at him.
Yes? I don't know what that means.
We hit it with a rifle.
we shot it a lot when it attacked the camp, and now we have these skis. But just untighten the bolts and slide it out. They're polished, so they slide real good on the snow and ice.
Cool.
Just make sure you lock your wheels in place. You don't want to go rolling off.
Tinker, tinker, tinker.
Yeah. Lift heavy thing, lift heavy thing.
V,
Oh, but I don't even help. I'm so strong.
now that you've gone outside, everyone noticed V is blue. And V, you're not fully aware of this, but last week, Frederick drank deep of frost giant blood.
I'm in the tinker zone.
You're
I don't
in the
even
tinker
notice.
zone,
And
but
I'm
you
like
guys-
probably mostly covered. I don't see my face.
No,
So.
instantly you just see where Shay's book comes out. B is now a blue pigment.
Be you feeling okay?
Curious.
Yeah? Are you? You're not like wearing a coat or anything.
It's
Also,
not,
V, you
I'm-
notice as you say that you don't really feel the cold as well.
Wait, I'm not wearing a fucking coat. What the hell?
No, but it looks like your skin may be icing over or something.
Oh, yes, you are quite literally blue.
Oh. Huh. I don't
Are you feeling down?
No?
Is it hypothermia? And I'll touch her skin with the back of my hand. Because
skin-
sometimes people who are getting too cold, they feel too hot.
Feel like I would. Well, I feel normal. Wouldn't I be in pain if I were like hypothermic?
Well, if you were just hypothermic, you'd be delusional.
God, it
She
can't
feels
be,
cold to the touch.
Oh, I thought it was like you being Faye. Maybe it's a way that you express your emotions. So I am so sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how it is quite possible for you to change literally in a night.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're very cold.
I feel normal. Is Trafer's not blue, and you feel normal.
I mean, yeah, no, I feel normal.
I put my hand on Trafer's skin.
Trafer feels warm.
You're like, do you have a fever?
Did we get like a curse or
I think
something?
so. I feel fine.
Okay. Well, we'll file
So-
that away in weird.
So
things.
he's burning up, and V is literally cold. I don't.
So
know
on
what to
average,
make of
we're all
this.
fine, okay?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I don't know what.
Wait, Shay's going to try to touch Merrick's hand to try to see what temperature Merrick is.
Well, if he's outside, his hands are cold.
Well, I'm always next to meat, so I'm like,
Oh yeah, they're like
One hand.
So
is
it
cold,
evens
one is
out.
warm.
On average, everyone is a normal temperature.
yeah.
Shay's gonna start like touching touching her face and trying to like look at her skin. She's like really trying to figure out what in the world is happening because she's so confused. She was not paying attention before because she was concentrating as well, and then noticing this, it's like a whole new mystery.
everybody else feels roughly for their ambient temperature. It's consistent. But
Yeah, because Shay would have also
Oh,
touched
yeah.
Lady Dulcinea at some point.
it's just like a little bit of recoiling.
No, she probably would have leaned into it and been like, "Am I feverish?"
No?
Everyone's
I?
just face touching.
Yeah.
Marek goes up to V. Hey, V, touch
yeah.
touch meat. Is he hot or cold to you?
You all feel
I
cold
touch
to
meat.
me. Damn.
Meat feels incredibly hot.
Ah, fuck.
Okay.
I'll touch meat.
Look,
I've never touched meat before. I don't know if that's normal.
Everybody touch the goblin.
Well-
meat.
um,
Good night, everybody.
Welcome to Last Light After Dark.
okay, so meat works off the same rules as like walking on hot coals. So there's the blackened scales on him, which are actually just warm. But then between each of the scales, there's kind of like this like freaking molten hot, like super hot, like kind of sensation. So if you just touch him on the surface, it's kind of warm, you know, sort of thing. If you kind of shuffle it around a bit and kind of get in there like a cat or a dog, it's burning hot to like fire damage kind of hot.
Yeah. But V feels it as very hot, like she was putting her hand to a cooking stove. Trafer, when you put your hand on meat, feels neutral. It's kind of fine.
Is meat okay? Is he losing temperature out here? Is that a problem? Is that something we have to worry about?
Meat's a little worried about our new skis, but I think apart from that, he's fine.
I know we've been doing this bit for a while, but I am going to touch Trafer to see what Trafer feels like comparative to V, just to make sure we hit every box.
Absolutely. Trafer
Yes.
feels very hot.
Go! God, that's like painful. That's like hot cold. It's like spicy cold.
You're just hot.
Go warm me before you do that shit.
Feeling hot. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, like damn right, everyone here is hot.
Yeah.
Ayo. Okay, so something is clearly wrong with the two of us in
Greta,
opposite
yeah.
directions.
Yeah, I don't know. Did Greta give me something? Did you take something off the frost giant?
No, and I've purified all of our food and drinks all of the time.
What did you do to your axe, Trafer?
Essence.
I didn't do well.
Oh my god.
Did
What?
he finish putting the gem into the axe?
Yep. V
Is
did
your
finish
axe
putting the
hot?
gem in the
I
axe.
didn't.
Does my axe feel hot to me?
Yeah, it feels warm to the touch.
It feels warm even to me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, there you
Like,
go.
like
Congratulations.
not hot, but comforting warm.
But yeah, like not cold metal. I'm not-
Congratulations on your magical weapon.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a good look at the gem. Is it glowing or doing anything weird?
It's not glowing, but it does. As you take a closer look at it, it does look like swirling flames inside.
I'm gonna like set it down and start to walk away from it and see if it changes at all. my
As you
feeling.
start to walk away from it, your axe starts to drag in the snow towards you.
Oh, dope! V, what did you do, dude?
Is it talking to you? Because mine did that, and it was very uncomfortable. It was
Nah,
a
yeah,
creepy
hey.
one.
Hey, Axe, can you hear me? No, I don't think so. It just keeps me warm and follows me around. This is dope.
Maybe you asked it the wrong question.
I will ask in Orcish.
Ax, can you hear me?
No response.
No, I don't think it talks.
Have you tried giant?
I don't speak giant.
I give him a phrase to say in giant.
Okay, I say.
What phrase
Does
do you
everybody
give
that knows
him?
Giant laugh at me?
It'll probably be something like puny axe.
Yes. I repeat whatever he says. That question.
No response.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I don't think it speaks any languages.
Yeah. Okay.
So if Traper's weirdness is from his weapon, I look at V.
Frederick, did you say something earlier? I thought I heard you whispering.
This is but one of the boons I can grant you.
Can I know what the others are ahead of time, or do I just get to be surprised and blue sometimes?
That depends on what you feed me. We drank deep of the frost giant's blood, so I was able to just bestow some of its traits upon you. But take heed, it will not last forever.
Noted. See, this is why I'm glad I didn't kill any of those randos from earlier, because I don't want whatever they have on them.
They could have had other cool... We don't know.
I don't think they did. I think I would have known.
I guess you're the expert.
Yeah. Well, thank you for whatever this is.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome for blood, so...
Well, thank you for finally feeding me. I hope we can eat more things in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too. If you keep giving me cool things, I will kill cooler things.
Then we're in agreement.
Excellent.
Oh. Occasionally I can share memories.
Is there anything else you're holding, like, back on?
Well, I'm remembering some things as I travel with you.
Do you have kids?
I don't think so. I'm a sword.
God. Have you ever, like, run around, like, naked or something in a forest?
What?
What memories have you been sharing with me?
I haven't shared any with you just yet.
What memories have you been getting then?
That giant's memories were a mess. I could feel his pain.
Like regular pain, or?
His mind was in tatters.
Oh, that's... I hate that.
Something was tearing him apart from within.
And now I have his blood essence in me?
I didn't give you those parts.
Okay. Do you know what those things that you didn't give me are? Was it like a parasite? Was it magic?
More like a parasite. But a magic parasite.
Okay. Right. So there is a frost giant with a magic parasite. You can share. You've been getting memories from the things you killed, or your own memories?
From the things I've killed. The essence, I can extract some things from it. That one was a mess, though.
Okay, understood.
So, I'm a really cool sword, and I just want you to remember it.
This has been noted, and I will keep it on record as we move forward.
All right.
Is V's side of the conversation out loud?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Unless mentioned
Shay's
otherwise,
been going
I do it out loud because I don't want to take both parts for Shay.
So I'd also like to point out that I think this is actually the first time Marek has become aware that V has gotten any kind of like cursed blade, and 2, that it's actually speaking to them.
Yeah, probably.
I think this is the very first time. So a lot of what is said without the context of the other half is incredibly alarming to Marek, as he's just like feeding blood.
Yeah, V is
Gifting
just
powers.
in this slightly exasperated tone, like, oh, is there a parasite? Is there a magic parasite I have to in me now? And then you don't get the resolution.
All of a sudden, V is hit in the face with some garlic bread. Just in that kind of like, you know, the Lilo and Stitch bit where the FBI agent's there and he's just talking casually and then just suddenly, that's basically I'm going to chuck, because at this point, this is everything that first governor told me about, right?
Yeah.
This is literally everything.
Yeah, it's so true.
So, without hesitation, this big
Garlic bread away.
yeah, it's like one of those garlic bread knots, you know, the big twisty thing.
Oh, for sure.
And just
What?
look. Are you melting? You dying?
No. I stab a frost giant, get frost resistance. Also, that frost giant was messed up in the head, so we should watch out for magic parasites.
Oh, so it takes memories from
Oh.
people it stabs. I thought, did you think, wait, hold on, quick question. At first, did you think it was taking your memories?
No, I've just been having some weird dreams.
Do you have kids?
No.
Oh, okay, I don't know. You brought it up.
Right,
Weird
no, I've
memories.
been having dreams that like seem like someone else's memories, and Frederick was like, "Oh, I give memories," and I'm like, "Oh, were these your memories?" And then they said no. So
does that mean that the memory of someone being in the nude and running around aimlessly, that was you and not
no, I
Frederick?
saw that, and I'm not entirely sure they were nude. I don't remember exactly. It was a dream.
Oh,
I was just there, and that was happening.
you were there with someone potentially nude running
Potentially.
around.
Right.
All right. Is this a custom that I'm unaware of?
I mean,
Well, I guess
You never,
somewhere
like-
probably.
you're alone out, somewhere, and just like, you want to be free,
Out of the
like-
corner of your eyes, you see him.
Like skinny
course
dipping in
not.
the pond,
No, I would never. You don't know what's inside of that pond. There could be parasites or other dirty things. No,
You, like,
Also, gators.
that too. Other creatures that could bite your nether regions. No, absolutely not. Oh.
So, eventually, you guys' cart is fully tacked up and set up with this makeshift skis and plow in front, and you guys are all ready to head out on your way. You're given some supplies and bid a tearful farewell by Theodore Rexley. And he's, as you guys are leaving, he's grasping Dulcinea's hands. You have to live, right? You're gonna make it. You're gonna live.
100%.
Okay.
Yes. And I did write to the Empress that,
Okay.
hopefully you can get some more folks out here.
Right? Yes. So many. You're gonna succeed, right? You're gonna set me free.
Absolutely.
Okay. Patting. Okay.
Just keep doing a great job. You
Good luck.
genuinely are. It'll be okay. Stay
All right.
safe.
Be careful out there. And he stands out there watching you guys leave for an uncomfortably long time. Like standing on the dock watching as you guys just on the top of the wall staring at you as you move out into the distance. And the clouds start to break and the sunshine comes through as you start to make your way through the snow. And we're going to take a break right there.
All right. We'll be back in 15 minutes. 1.
Hello. Welcome back. And I know we're all wondering the same thing. How did the monster from Jeepers Creepers register a vehicle, get a driver's license, and get a customized plate? But also, who are these fine people here? And I can tell you, I'm
was
a very
it a
lucky.
monster, or was it just a possessed trucker?
That's also a good. Oh shoot! No, because it's supposed to be like thousands of years old.
But what if
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers was really a scarecrow and the real villain is actually the truck?
Okay,
It
but how
could-
did the truck register itself
be-
and get a custom?
It could be
Possessed with a
thousands of years old
scarecrow.
and possess. Yeah.
You walked in. Have
Yeah.
you been to the DMV? They don't look you in the face.
I've opened a can of worms. I'm a very lucky
Fucked up.
dungeon master. I'm a very lucky dungeon master. I get to play with all these cool people here and their inquisitive minds. And I'd like to take this time to get them to tell you about the things that they do out there on the internet. And today I'll start with, we'll go reverse. I'll start with Trafer today.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's this one. Hi, I'm Jonathan, he, him, playing Trafer, the, fiery boy, barbarian of the crew here, apparently. Also he, him. And I'm the producer here. I push the buttons, make things fly around the screen. Mostly as intended, sometimes in unintended ways. That's the fun of live. Yay. You can find me here on Mondays and on Wednesdays. We have another game, which some other people here are in. So, you know, check us out doing those things. Just a few more episodes of each of those shows left. And check out my other stuff in my link tree.
Thank you so much. And next up, dear Shay.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I was updating my character sheet. But hello, everyone. My name is Utsuhime. I'm happy to be here every Monday at the same time. But also, too, I'm up to lots of tabletop shenanigans on a weekly basis because I am community manager and producer over at Cybernation Uncensored and community manager at the Initiative Order. So I stay busy. In addition to all the other games that I get a chance to play with and play and roll dice with my friends. So life is good. Busy, but good. And I also, too, am host of my own talk show called Power Word Talk, which is going to be returning this Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific time on Cybernation Uncensored. I have an amazing guest, Trevor Valle, who's going to be joining me. We're going to be talking about all types of things because he does a lot. And also, too, I'll be over on Sirenscape's channel at 4 p.m. Pacific time for another special edition of Power Word Talk, this time with the cast over there for an amazing cyberpunk game. I'll be talking with those cast members that our GM Rob Mulligan leads them through this story, and we want to learn all about how they created these amazing characters and how and why they chose what they chose to play. But yes, please tune in for that, and yeah, just check my socials at Utahimi Cosplay and at Brandon DeCosta for more. That's it.
Thank you so much. Be on the lookout for those things. I'm excited with new interviews. You're doing a lot of specials.
Yeah. Lately, it's been a lot of different special editions, and I can't complain. I get to talk to a lot of cool people. It's fine.
I mean, what luck. Dulcinea, tell us what you got going on.
Hi, I'm Arcady. I play Dulcinea. You can also see me playing here Wednesday nights at the same time in our other campaign that Jonathan mentioned, which is Of Those Lost, run by our DM Kai. It's a little spoopy, and things are going to keep getting spooky, I think. Especially now that next week is Halloween. I think the spooky is going to ramp up over there. So you can come hang out with us Wednesday nights too. Otherwise, you can find me over on my Twitter, which is Arcady Koshko, where I post things like cosplay, makeup, and my cat. And otherwise, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be on Friends Who Roll Dice. I'm going to be in there. I'm going to blank on who the charity is now. Extra Life. It's their Extra Life 24-hour charity stream, which I'm not doing all 24 hours. I only have to show up for 4. It's a midday on Saturday, November 5th time slot, and I will be playing Epilion, which a bunch of other very cool people. So we'll drop links when that gets a little bit closer.
All right. Thank you so much. Be on the lookout for that one. Charity stream, 24 hours. Gotta check it out, guys. Good cause. And, of course, Merrick. What do you got going on, Merrick? What's up with you?
Hey, g'day guys. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I've always got stuff going on. Let's see. What do I have coming up? So, I do a whole bunch of stuff on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/deadausiegamer, which as of next month, or maybe even a fortnight actually, as soon as that, we're going to be doing a bunch of variety shows. We're going to do things like Hero Forge Builder. We're going to make some homebrew monsters and encounters and traps and things, as well as learn some new indie RPGs and up-and-coming developing games, including a world-building game that I'm starting to learn how to play called The Forge of Providence, which is a work in progress, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be inviting a bunch of my friends to come and help me community world build a literal, like, random turn-styled world-building game, which is going to be fun, and then do, like, a promo one-shot in said adventure world. Yeah, with whatever we end up with. That could be anything. So yeah, I'm also a cast member over on the Careful Cantrip team, so you guys can go find me there. We're doing our Halloween special tomorrow, whatever time it is for you right now. It was 2 hours ago or an hour ago, yeah, something like that. So yeah, over on Careful Cantrip, where we will all be in costume and doing some cool stuff. And I'm also a member over on Quincy's Tavern, where I will be there. Geez, what is it? What week is it? Yeah, I'll be there this week. So Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. This week I will be on as we're going to be playing a Monster of the Week game over on their channel for a Halloween special, and then the following week I'm going to be revising a character for Tavern Brawl, my actual very, very first character I ever played online, Captain Mutaru, a Minotaur Kabuki dancer warrior who is going to be a ton of fun to play over there. So that's what I've got going up, and then I've got another show with Robert Hartley, GM, coming up as well, TBD, where I've finally managed to convince him to play Pathfinder for the first time. So he's running a game of Pathfinder, and it's going to be a blast, and it's going to be amazing, and feature a whole bunch of friends doing that sort of stuff. And that is me. That is all the Dead Aussie stuff. I do have one last thing to add though. Like if the DMV guy had his eyes ripped out by the Jeepers Creepers, would he be able to ID the truck?
They don't look at the truck when they give you your license plate. You just like file the VIN number and stuff.
No, but if he ripped out the eyes, he wouldn't look at the Jeepers Creepers guy either. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but he probably wouldn't do his paperwork either.
Maybe they used a fake identity and got the license plate by mail. Anyways, V's turn.
I'm not going to do this again. V, tell us what you got going on.
What's up? My name's Amelia Psalm. I play V, and I haven't seen Jeepers Creepers. So I've just been nodding along.
It wasn't very good.
It's okay. You're my favorite now.
You can find.
I'm sorry.
You can find me most places at Amelia Psalm or by going to links.ameliasom.com. I'm still doing the same stuff I've been doing every week since we started, just about. So if you go on my Twitter, you look at the pinned tweet, it is all there for you. Actual plays, podcasts, actual plays, and podcasts.
Actual play podcasts.
Actual plays and podcasts.
That's all I know.
We have both.
You got so many.
Thank you so much, V. And I'm Puck. I'm the Dungeon Master. I play a very confident paladin on Mondays who serves the earth diligently, and I also make videos where I talk about my opinions on stuff. I know you're dying to know. And, I was talking about 1 D&D changes. I've got a long video I'm working on right now about Rangers. And I've decided also to do a fun little video of my top 5 tips for playing Magic the Gathering Platinum Edition. So you look out for those.
Is the number one tip don't?
Now, I have a question for us new people who are trying to learn Magic the Gathering.
Don't.
Do you have anything like that available? Hey, I'm trying to promo our Dungeon Master. Don't ruin it.
I'm sorry, as somebody who has gotten sucked into Magic the Gathering from this friend group.
It's
Don't do it. Just don't do it. That's like League of Legends. Everyone's like, don't do it. Don't
It's
do
a-
it.
Feel the toxicity rising in you when you play.
It's 100% a bit. These are not good tips. Do not use them. It's just completely a bit. I'm just going to give bad information with complete confidence. But it's going to be in a fun and entertaining manner. So that's it. Let's get back into it, shall we? So, when last we left our heroes, they were departing the last vestiges of civilization in the Treasured Expanse. And as the snowy fort of Far Reach Post disappears in the distance, it seems to be just a sea of endless blanketed white plains that lay out for you in all directions, dotted with the odd section of bare forest that once, you imagine, hid all kinds of forest creatures, but now just stands as small pillars dotting throughout this seemingly barren landscape. In the distance, there's a series of hills and a few mountainsides. Of course, the occasional jutting bush or piles of grass. But your path seems unhindered as the sun begins to break through the overcast sky. The temperature increases ever so slightly to minus 12 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It's fine. It's probably, that feels great. However, Trafer and V notice little difference. The plow, the makeshift plow on the front of your cart, continues to push snow out of the way. And about 8 hours into your journey, you hear a thunk at the front of the plow.
Yeah, Trip,
I'm
get out.
over it.
Take a look.
Carry on. That's what we've got a plow for.
Has it stopped us, or is it just...
It hasn't stopped you. It kind of thunks against it and then is moved off with the snow to the side.
Okay.
That seems like not our problem then.
It's not moving that fast. Trafer's curious boy.
Yeah, I'll take a peek as well.
You see an arm and half of a torso sticking up out of the pile of snow.
Ooh. Does it look fresh?
What?
Does it look fresh?
It looks frozen and very pale. Not super fresh.
Not super fresh. Does it look? What kind of creature is this?
It appears to be a humanoid of some kind. It's difficult to tell by the arm. It has pale skin. The arm appears to be clutching a dagger in kind of an outstretched motion. Like the arm is sticking out above the head. You can kind of see the shoulder and part of the lower torso sticking out of the pile of snow.
Is this like the direction of where the airship went down?
Yes.
So it's possible we're coming up on direct. Hey guys, this is a body. Don't know. It's probably, bad thing. Anyone?
The cart slowly moves past it
Take it into. Oh, nope. All right.
in uncomfortable silence.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I mean, I'm not gonna stop every time we hit something with the plow.
Yeah, as we go,
I mean, we can go back. It's not. You know, we disembark. We could. You know, I'm not imagining we're going like at breakneck speed here.
No, not with the plow.
I'm imagining it's just going really slowly, and Trafer's talking as he's like looking down at the body, and we're just still kind of moving slowly.
Passing.
Look, we knew last night probably wouldn't have gone well for the other people. There's probably not much we can do now, especially if it's just limbs. So best thing we can do is keep going, and if we do run into anyone alive, then we can help. And I cast motivational speech as I give this really morbid pep talk.
I feel motivated.
Exactly. So you guys all, so the 5 of us get 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And you have advantage on wisdom saving throws. And if we get into a fight, there's something else that happens, but we'll touch on that if we get in a fight. But take your 5 hit points. And remember that you have advantage on wisdom stuff. And feel warmed by Dulcinea's really dour motivation.
They might not all be dead?
Exactly. We'll help the ones who we can and not the severed limbs in the snow.
Shay had nothing to do with that
Are they
death.
severed limbs, or is
So
this
it's
just
good.
what's sticking out?
You can just see the top half sticking out of the pile of snow that has been moved from the plow. You can try to grab it and see if you pull the rest out.
I don't know which of those answers is better.
Trafer will grab the arm. It's just just to leave someone. I mean, I don't imagine anyone's gonna be down to stop and bury him right now. So Trafer's not gonna mention.
Grab the arm, and as you pull it out, you see that it is attached to a dark-haired elven woman. Her features frozen in a grimace. Her eyes like glass orbs, wide open. And on her chest plate is the insignia of the Saskatoon Royal Guard.
Trafer
Pierced through the center with a clear blade hole.
I will drag her up to like the back of the cart. Just sort of, if we have any sort of bench back there or whatever.
I imagine there's some.
You can fold. Part of it folds down if you want it.
And he'll just do this because we're not moving very fast, so he just kind of does.
Oh, for sure.
Walking.
Hey, this, looks like, Royal Saskatoon. Armor.
Well, we know the prince was out here. It's not a giant surprise.
Wait, so was he working in cahoots with Mr. Fahrenheit?
There's nothing to say that this was, in fact, from the airship. Two terrible things could happen at the same time.
Oh, there were 2 explosions, I believe Merrick mentioned.
Impacts, not explosions.
Impacts.
But also, you know, we're not at the crash site yet, so unless this person decided to jump overboard, probably not with the airship.
Is there anything? Are there any like noticeable cuts, wounds, injuries? Does it look like they were in a fight?
They've been pierced through the chest with a large, wide blade. That seems to be the clear cause of death. However, they have several smaller cuts on their arms, hips, and legs. It's clear that they were in some kind of battle. The body seems to have been stripped of all other weapons, except for the dagger frozen in their hand.
Yeah, this is, gonna tussle with someone.
Judging from the blade, Griffin knows a thing or two about weapons. The wound, is this like large, like giant, or large, like Draper carries around?
Large like a broadsword.
Okay.
Yeah, this one was fighting with somebody, and
Just like pointing out the bunch of small cuts.
like this wasn't a surprise jump. Somebody was fighting back here. Probably
We know the
not
Frontier
too long
Knights
ago.
were out here causing trouble nearby. They'd probably have a bone to pick with Royal Saskatoon folks.
If we've gotten all the information we can out of her on like a sheet or something.
All right.
wrap her up and see if we can get her on a funeral pyre or something later. I don't, he doesn't want to just like leave a soldier out here.
Yeah. No, you can wrap them up respectively and kind of prepare them next time you guys make camp. And after 8 hours on the road, it does start to darken. And at this point, I would like somebody to roll a d12 for me. Merrick.
That is a 12.
Okay. The moment the sun fades from sight, the wind kicks up, and the snow begins again. It is biting and bitter cold. It is now negative 20 degrees Celsius. Or -4 Fahrenheit. The blowing snow feels like shards of glass being flicked against your face as it begins to kick up the loosely softened snow and freeze it back into ice crystals. It is a fierce and chilling blizzard this night. It becomes harder and harder to move forward. Would you like to make camp?
Yes.
Waiting for Merrick to make that suggestion.
Yep. So Marek's going to try and find, because you said we're adjacent to the kind of the swamplands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what I want to try and do is I want to try and construct a kind of almost like an igloo shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make it like basically around or with the wagon, So I want to have the wagon inside
with
of
the cart.
Yep.
All right. Give me a perception check, please.
What is with my rolls when I need to survive? That's a 12.
All right.
I swear I have a +6 on my survival and a +6 on my perception. Means
amazing.
Nothing.
The dice disagree, Merrick. So you start to look at that scenario, and with this 1.5 foot of snow that fell the previous day, and the new blowing snow, you realize you're going to have some difficulty setting this up and certainly piling it up. You'd be shoveling for quite some time. But as you look around, you do see a darkened opening just off the road that might provide some shelter. You're not sure if it's an overhang, but looks like a piece of jutting rock with a number of stalactites hanging from the top in rows.
Does it potentially look like a bear habitat? I would like to examine for poopy droppings or rubbings of bears or any other large hibernatory creature.
Survival check, please.
That's near you. I know you and I don't agree on much, but you're going to give me a 3 anyway. Sure, 9. 9 is what I get.
It doesn't appear to be occupied in any way.
Great. Splendid. I'm going to keep the same plan. The plan originally as well included me using Summon Beast as a spell in order to summon a bear.
Okay.
And, well, at least the spirit of a bear. And use it to try and compact some snow to create like that, big wall.
Of course. So, using the cart, you construct a kind of snow lean-to out of the remaining area. It takes some time to establish that. Are you guys leaving all this work to Merrick, or what are you guys doing?
Greg will help.
As we get like a wall piled up, Trafer will just quickly run his axe over the side to kind of melt a little bit so it freezes back as a nice hard ice wall.
All right.
Nice.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah, whatever aid mage hand can do. Small stuff. Stuff under 10 pounds.
So are we near this opening with the stalactites that are like kind of pointy and
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can see
so
it in the distance in the blowing snow.
in the distance, so we're not close to it.
Yeah, it's
further
within
away.
walking distance. With the blowing snow, the fact that you can see it means it's close enough to just, bash out to.
Oh yeah, so the lean-to that I want to make is against the entrance of that.
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause
that's,
if-
yeah, absolutely.
If that's the case, then Shay, because of the fact that she doesn't trust, like, obviously, like, whether or not the stalactites could be dangerous, I'm assuming it's like, it's made of, like, earth and it's not metal, it's like something that she can use mold earth for
Well,
to flatten.
as you go to use mold earth on it, you find that you're able to mold the earth around it, and as you remove the earth away, you find that the stalactites are not stalactites at all. They're bone and teeth. And in fact, as you guys clear the snow away, you find remnants of the tops of other rows of teeth along the bottom on the ground
Is
as
this
you
cave,
construct your lean-to at this cave.
Is there any warm air coming out of this cave?
Nope. No warm air at all.
Is anyone else also noticing what I'm noticing at the moment?
Nope.
There's a wild way to carve out a cave, man. It's almost like teeth, right?
And Trafer will slap it.
Feels like bone, like teeth.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna do the thing that archaeologists do. I'm just gonna give it a little see if it's kind of tacky, if it's bone or rock.
It's kind
I'm
of
like, we do that?
Yeah.
Well,
Geologist.
Shay would never. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't have enough geologist friends, my guy.
She doesn't go nude into lakes or rivers either.
Even
So
You don't lick bones. You don't skinny dip.
wait, but are you going to be like with your tongue stuck to it because it's cold, and then you're going to be like,
Because my tongue is so cold already, it's fine.
You're so cold already. It's bone. And what you thought were stalactites across the top are actually a series of teeth.
I'll probably like kind of fly around and just get it. Is there a throat?
As you fly deeper back into it, you can see it's very overgrown, and there's kind of piles of dirt and soil kind of crusted on everything. But it does lead to a throat. The throat seems to have created a kind of natural cave. You can see the earth is piled up on it around the edges. You can see the separations between the bones.
B, is there any flesh in there?
I'm gonna use Dude Craft or Presence. Actually, I'm gonna use one of my little magic infusions to have like a tiny little light that I'm gonna torch around to see if I notice any flesh.
You notice no flesh.
Whatever we're in, it's been dead for quite some time. I think it's just the bone.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, look, on that note, as I'm gonna keep the bear and meat kind of trying to like do the ice wall thing.
And Greg.
And Greg. I say, okay, listen. Here's the skinny. This definitely is not a cave. But maybe this creature is cold-blooded. Or maybe this creature is a creature of earth and stone. We don't know. There's lots of stuff here. But one thing I do know is that there are some creatures out there who live in a symbiotic relationship with creatures that do a little bit of work and help them out. I say that while we're here, we do some general maintenance. You know, clean out the teeth, polish up the little gaps between it. like a crocodile with one of those dental birds, okay? Sharks, they have the same thing, all these kind of creatures, okay? They don't eat the things that help clean them up. So we stay for the night, we stay warm, we clean up here a little bit, and hopefully this thing don't chomp us.
I mean,
Wait.
it seems pretty dead.
I think this is just a skeleton, man.
Hey, you afraid of a little hard work just in case it's not?
Am I afraid of expending a bunch of extra energy when we're trying to survive in a frozen tundra? A little bit, yeah.
You just see on the side where like Shay is like trying to shape, like moving the debris. So using the mold earth to like grab like the pieces of earth that is embedded in the teeth and like the sides of the inside, and like because she doesn't know what to do, but she's like afraid to do the wrong thing.
I just prestidigitate what she's trying to clean and clean the entire area in one go.
How about this? Cover a couple bases here. Let's bury the soldier inside the cave. And if it's a creature that wants to eat, it's a little meal. And if it's not, put the soldier to rest. Yeah?
So you're suggesting you just throw it down the throat and make it think it's got food in its mouth?
No, I'm saying like it's all dirt inside here. Just like dig a little hole and bury it. And if
That
it ends
could
up
be
it's
the
a
way
giant
that it's.
dirt creature, then it's eating.
It could be luring creatures like ourselves under the premise of it not being alive.
Oh, should I stop walking into the throat?
You hear an echo from the back of the cave.
Also, we should probably not be shouting. And again, to reiterate, if this thing is a cave, then it doesn't matter what we do. If it's not a cave, and we jerk ourselves around here, not treating it like an animal, we could get chomped.
I thought we weren't supposed to be yelling.
We could also clean his teeth.
I'm
and still get
frustrated
chomped.
whispering.
You encounter a jutting pole from the bottom right corner of this throat cave that shoots about halfway through the center. And at the end of it, there is like a club spade shaped tip with 3 points. And it's made out of some kind of crusty black and white steel, like it's been corroded heavily.
Ooh. Hmm?
But it's thick. Like you would need both your hands to get around this thick pole that seems to be jutting through this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and like, I guess I don't know if I can pull it out or if I can like pull off the thing on the edge of the spear.
All right. Well, you can certainly give it a try.
I would love to try. What is that?
All right. Give me a strength athletics check to take the tip off.
That's 11 with my mighty strength.
As you place your hands.
Oh wait. I think I have a thing that lets me I can expend a charge to add my intelligence modifier. So that is a 50.
Okay. As you placed your hands on it, make a wisdom save.
At advantage?
Yes, because you still have the effects of Dulcinea's incredible speech.
Oh wait, I didn't look at those. Promise. You do it in the thing.
With
18.
18? All right. It doesn't harm you, but as you put your hands on it, you feel like a deep terror and sorrow flow through you. Just like a wave of negative emotions coursing through your bodies from your fingertips as you place it on this strange metal. But you're unable to fully remove it from the position.
I think feeling that probably stops V from their curiosity crusade, and just gonna kind of take a minute to like go through those feelings and head back toward the group.
All right.
I mean, look, if you're worried about this thing coming alive, I can try something. And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts because you can sense within 30 feet thinking creatures if it's not directed at something. So it would pick up, if this is a thinking creature, it would pick up this or anything within 30 feet of us that is also a thinking creature.
You pick up not so much a thought, but a sense that you're waiting for something. And it's coming from a position down to the back.
Okay. Well, I don't get anything from, the skull where the brain would be, but there's something odd further in. Sorry, it's not super exact.
No, that's fine. It just means that there is, of course, some sort of intelligence here, or some sort of will. Might not be a creature, but, hey, it still means we might be safe here. It means we might not be, but
Could
we
that
should be...
just be V that you're sensing?
No.
Waiting for us?
Because, I pinged all of you guys, too, because you're all kind of thinking creatures within the same area, but I kind of know what you guys look like and where you are, and this is something new and different.
I see.
Weird. I mean, something
It
worth
doesn't-
checking out?
It doesn't seem hostile. It just seems like it's waiting for something, which is vague and could be good or bad.
So at this point, V returns back to the group.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, there was some kind of spear through the throat. It was an odd-looking steel, corroded. It made me feel awful when I touched it.
Like what feeling did you feel?
Not quite fear, but deep, deep sadness and emptiness.
How far are we
Could
on
this-
the trail? Have we hit the ruins
Right?
yet?
Right?
Yeah,
Where's
Shay's
that
gonna
sorrow
pull that
ring?
out. Yeah, Shay's gonna immediately, once that's said, she's like,
You're not at Sorrow yet.
interesting. We're not quite there where sorrow and grief would be located. And what did this stone, you said it was corroded, but can you describe it a little more clearly?
It's a black and white steel, yeah?
Yeah. It's like so the metal looks like it's covered in scales. Like, have you ever seen a really rusted piece? The texture is like that, but it's black with white speckles throughout it.
Yeah.
Would this come to mind, because that sounds very familiar to something that Shay has come across before?
Yes, you saw something similar in the collection.
That he
back
had, correct?
at Haven's Gate, yes.
I saw this, or at least what you're describing. There was a piece of it back at Haven's Gate. and it gave off a very weird aura, very dark. So I wonder if it's one and the same. I could not, because there were so many eyes around, I couldn't get my hands on it to get a closer look. But now I think I want to venture forward to try to see if it's indeed the same.
Yeah, this thing sounds pretty cool.
Yes, I probably should have investigated before going and touching it.
It's quite all right. I mean, this information is very intriguing, and maybe if we go together, we can avoid any more of those thoughts. I mean, maybe if we don't touch them or
I think not touching it's probably a good idea for now. It's also pretty well lodged in there. It looks like something that pierced from the outside, if I had to guess.
maybe
The
we
thing
can
that killed
use
it.
these. Oh,
Or contributed to that, at least.
we could use something to try to lever it off of what it's on, so we can.
I'm gonna.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'll Trafe will grab up some ropes, and follow you guys in there.
Yeah.
See if I can yank it up.
Sorry, there's like a huge
Oh my
fly on my computer screen.
What's happening?
I thought that was a part of it. I was like, oh shoot, okay.
No, I don't have it.
Under my breath to Merrick, as the three of them kind of traipse away, I'm like, or we could just leave it alone. Do you want to take bets on which one of them gets possessed?
Oh, well, V's already possessed.
Yeah, and she managed to get through it alone. I don't know. She's pretty smart, though. Trafer's pretty smart, though, too.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's that expanse steel stuff, and she's definitely gonna get her hands on
It's
it.
definitely gonna be Shay. That's a wash, then. Get a drink when we survive, then.
So V, Trafer, and Shay, as you venture down this tunnel, the purple crystal with the swirling white inside. V, you have that in your possession, if I'm correct.
Yes, I do. I think I do.
As you guys go down, a red light shines in the distance. Deeper in the cave, past this jutting spike.
Was that there before?
No.
It begins to blink out and in rhythmically.
Does the tempo of it change as we get closer?
No.
If people don't mind waiting, I'll pull up a detect magic, and I think I'll save casting identify for when we get closer to this thing. The
Very well.
blinky thing.
Yeah.
As you get closer to it, slowly revealed in your torchlight is an enormous metal arm covered in a series of thick iron plates, clutching an enormous broken sword. Attached to that is a torso, seemingly sheared in half, with a bunch of thick metal parts kind of splayed out onto the ground. The head looks like an enormous plate helm with a V-shaped visor. And the visor is where the red light is coming from. And as V approaches, in guttural, like metal grinding tones, "Acceptable power source. Please revive Sentinel."
Does this thing look like familiar tech, like a Warforged or modern construct, or is this something else?
It looks like an iron golem.
I guess, like, is there any hallmarks of the craftsmanship that make it look familiar, or do we get a sense that this is old?
As you take a closer look at it, you don't find any marks that would signify, because of course in Saskatoon it's not uncommon for, like, as siege engines to have iron golems and this kind of thing. This one is marked with very strange and unusual markings. Its helm has etchings into it that looks like it was designed or painted to look like a skull at some point. It has unusual bone-shaped marks throughout its breastplate and arm plates. None of this seems to signify any particular empire's construction.
Wait, is that similar to the items that Shay has that has the same kind of bone? It was like the kind of skeleton bones
The same kind of
pattern?
the same kind of motif seems to be present here.
Oh. Shay will take that out. Look, I believe that it's similar to what we found. The big crate with all of the gems and the different pieces of the necklace that I found. But look at this, and then she's showing the different items that kind of look similar to what we're seeing before us.
You figure
Perhaps perhaps the same civilization or people. But still, the distance, I'm not quite sure. I'm not familiar with this at all. Are you familiar at all, Trafer? With this pattern? Have you seen it?
No, nothing like this has made it back. At least not that I've seen yet. If it did, it'd probably be with the, sort of higher up analysis people. Did you...
The big metal hand lets go of the hilt of the sword.
Oh, shit.
And kind of jerkingly, and you can hear the plates grinding and screeching together, reaches up towards V and turns its hand over in like a pleading motion.
I'm just gonna scoot back a little bit more.
What does it say about a power source?
It said that
power.
it wants to be revived.
What would be the power source?
Trafe will step over and put his axe in the big hand.
All right. You put your axe in the big hand. You see a swirling curl, almost like a line of flame, come out of the gem and into the hand. And it moves through the arm of the creature, snaking around like veins of blood. Acceptable power source received. Sentinel 6238. Report ready.
Sentinel. Debrief.
Defense unsuccessful. Massive casualties. Shatherazon was a distraction.
Shatherazon. Does that ring a bell for Shay at all?
There is no mention of any such being in any of the history books that you've ever read.
Sentinel, recap mission details.
Guard duty. Council Citadel. Extermination mission. Oversee. Prevent evacuation. Shalcerazon attacked. Massive losses. Shalcerazon badly wounded.
Sentinel, who's your direct report?
The Undying Council.
I mean, anything to you guys?
Does it ring? Does it seem familiar to anything that she read while at the at Haven's Gate?
Not at Haven's Gate, but you did read a note that said the council waits.
Yes. There was the notes that me and Lady Dulcinea, I showed her that it was all of this writing, and it says that the council waits. I wonder if it is referring to the same council that this sentinel is mentioning.
Where did you pick up the notes? Where did those come from?
They came from Theodore Rexley at the fort while he was alone for long periods of times. He wrote many notes that he intended to send back to the Empire, and they were varied in sanity.
Sentinel, your whereabouts were lost. How did you find yourself in this structure?
I was devoured by Shatherazon.
Sentinel, describe Shatherazon.
Guardian Dragon Shatherazon. Caretaker of mortal races. One of 5 guardian dragons. Shatherazon's domain was of ice and cold, but also of water and life.
Can I do a check to see if guardian dragons ring a bell? Or is that just...
Everything that you have been taught is that dragons are to be feared. There's nothing to imply that dragons look after anybody.
Sentinel, what are the names of the other guardian dragons?
You give them later.
Error. Memory corrupted.
Must be on the other side of the head that got cut off.
Yeah.
What other dialogue options do we have on questions?
Yeah.
Well, I think we can keep asking questions and also put it to work. Sentinel, we have a task required of you. Dig a hole 6 feet deep, 6 feet high, 4 feet wide.
I will attempt. And the single arm that is left to this kind of cleaved torso just starts pawing at the earth.
Did you say this thing
digging
is
a slow
big,
trench.
right? How big is this?
It's pretty big. It's got like a big, long, wide arm. The arm itself is about 3 feet long.
Okay.
And really wide and thick. But I mean, it's basically a bifurcated torso with one arm at this point. So it's just doing its best with the one arm that it has.
All right. Should be able to get some progress done.
So it continues to like just paw at this trench as it lays there on the
digging all
ground.
night if we want, so we could bury her in the morning. It's fine.
You should inquire about the extermination mission. What is that referring to?
I don't think it's just to address it like a machine. A soldier.
Sentinel? Does it respond when she says Sentinel? Or is it still like...
Right,
It's just waiting.
Okay. Can you tell us more about this mission, the extermination mission?
The civilizations were given a choice. Join the Undying or be destroyed.
What is... sorry. Sentinel, what is the Undying Council?
The Undying Council is part of the Undying Empire. They rule and oversee all. They are the most powerful beings.
Sentinel, what year is it?
He spouts off a year that doesn't make sense to you.
Okay, I have a
Oh, that's
question.
different count.
Sure.
Can I attempt to triangulate, and if I don't know this information, let me know.
Okay.
Can I attempt to triangulate what year about this is based on whether or not this sentinel has knowledge of notable astrological events that would be like solar eclipses, comets, if I know if there's any large geographical things like, like if there's like something like Vesuvius erupting, that equivalent, and I can like try and gauge.
I can help with that because I have lots of notes. So, advantage?
So, from what you guys can tell from asking of these questions, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You guys are smart guys. I'm just.
I feel like I, as Amelia, would actually have a decent job of doing this if I were here.
I was just like, I want you to roll high if you have to roll. So if I could borrow notes,
find the Sentinel, explain the concepts of planets, and then identify Pluto and ask how many revolutions this planet has made.
How many times have you seen this star?
How many times knowledge has this made a revolution in your lifetime? Come on, everyone knows that, right?
Of course. Basic.
Every automaton would be programmed with this basic knowledge.
From what you're able to discern, this golem is quoting a year that predates your existing calendar.
Yeah.
So, by the time that the empires started using any calendar, this is before that.
Actually, what am I saying? Of course you're going to take notes.
And Schrafer will head back out to fill in Dulcinea and Merrick.
Okay, so there's a giant automaton in there that seems to be like older than time. And we managed to fire it up, and it's fucking full of information, man. This is a dragon, apparently a friendly one that was like protecting people, and it died in a battle against the undying conglomerate, the undying cabinet. Council of the undying council, something like that. Undying empire, something that used to be around here. That mean anything to you?
I mean, it's great that it's a friendly dragon then. It's probably safe for the night.
Well, no, it's
Yep,
dead.
I agree with that.
It's super dead. It's super dead. This was like an ice dragon.
Did it say anything useful?
I mean, got like a ballpark of time just like way before like our calendars started, right? So it's real old. There was a big war. We got the name of this dragon, and apparently there were 4 other like friendly protector dragons.
Anything more useful on like the short term, like getting us
What do you
through
have
this
that's useful
mission
today?
I mean,
alive?
I thought major like archaeological discovery was like useful. Like it's like we're finding out things about the history of this place and nobody else knows, you know?
It is. Don't get me wrong. That's very important, but that's like long-term important, and it's very good that you and Shay are here to take notes on that, but we kind of have to make it back home alive in order for that to matter.
I mean, it seems to know lots of stuff. You want to come down and ask it some stuff. I gotta dig in a hole right now, but I can still talk while it works.
I'll look over at Dulcinea, and Marek will be like, you know what? Look, I think I got it up here. Look, I don't know about you, but I don't need to be asking these kind of questions. If you want to head down, I feel as though with the... Have we finished making the little like igloo wall?
You have an effective fort and shelter at this point. And in fact, now that you take another look at the work that's been done, Merrick, Meat is like snuggling up against the walls of this cave.
Nice.
Like almost nuzzling.
Aww. Yeah,
like
no,
he
we'll be fine.
recognizes something in it.
Aww. Now, as we say this, though, I want to know this. So, I'm from the Scale Lands.
Mm-hmm.
We never really discussed if Marek's ever seen a real dragon. But let's go beyond that and go, Hearing about friendly dragons, what does that mean to Marek?
That seems... Again, this runs counter to everything you've been taught. You've never seen one up close. You would always see them in passing. But
like,
everything
like high in the freaking...
Yeah, like in the distance or crossing over the sky. But everything you've been taught about surviving in the Scale Lands is to avoid them on pain of death.
Yeah. So
you know them to be fiercely territorial and very unfriendly.
Yeah, Marek's gonna say, look, I'm not exactly inclined to believe what this thing says, not for any particular reason, but look, robots can lie. Dulcinea, maybe there's more information you can get out of it, and maybe that'll help you on your thing. But with the wall up, with this thing definitely dead, if anything happens, I can send off a noise and get everyone back up.
Just call. I don't think it's too big, but yeah, see if I can maybe get some directions from it or something. Something a little more pressingly important, less museum important.
Yeah, I'll get dinner working as well.
Triple
thumbs up and I'll head back.
Scoop up our dead soldier we found and bury it on.
Cool. And I'm gonna just have I'm just gonna start a little campfire and start making some stew. I'm going to rehydrate some of the jerky and mix it in with some whatever like bits and pieces we have.
Well, all right. You get there, you just see the big mechanical arm pawing at a trench. There's a pile of dirt behind its elbow at this point.
Why is it digging? Was it doing that when you found it?
Oh no, I figured save us some work.
Yeah, how's it doing with the hole?
It's digging a hole everywhere it can reach. It's like, have you ever tried to lay down on your back and dig a hole with one arm? That's how effective it is.
I send out my mage hand to help.
As long as we get...
So how's it work?
Just ask it questions. It's basically like treat it like a soldier, like you're debriefing a soldier, right? So Sentinel, what is your full height at full condition?
9'6" centimeter, or 9'6" inches tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the rest of your body in here?
No. I was bitten half before I was swallowed.
Sentinel, do you know where the northeast coast is?
The seat of the Undying.
Do you know where the seat of the Undying is?
Yes. It is where I was stationed.
Could you draw me a map?
Yes.
Great. I pull out. I definitely have papers on me.
Shay will help with her kit, her cartographer's kit, whatever's needed with Dulcinea's papers.
Sentinel, you can stop digging for the moment. I can continue. Can you draw us a map of how you get to the seat of the Undying?
Very well. I will estimate my current position. Lost sight of landmarks after I was swallowed.
Definitely making a mental note to ask him about landmarks later. Actually, no, right now, Sentinel, can you mark any landmarks that you know on the map as you do, please?
Very well.
Thank you.
And he continues to draw a map. And he's drawing a lot of cities and locations that are unfamiliar to you guys.
Is anything lining up with the marks of sorrow, sacrifice, and death?
So.
Seemed like the right question then.
Sorrow lines up with what is known as Uthgard. Uthgarde. And Uthgard is identified as a giant town.
Okay.
Sorrow identifies a series of what look like farms. It's difficult to tell from his drawing. And Death lines up with the center of what appears to be a massive city that encompasses the entire North Coast. The depiction shows hundreds of buildings built into mountainsides in a kind of teardrop shape butted up against the coastline, coming to a final point deep in to the land.
And just to clarify, you said sorrow twice. Did you mean sacrifice for the second?
Sorry. Sorrow, sacrifices looks like farms,
Okay.
and Death is at the center of this, what appears to be a massive empire.
Okay.
Have you been to all these places, Sentinel?
I was stationed here, and he marks an area, so it's teardrop shaped. He's partway down the edge of the curve of the teardrop. I have only seen this place.
How did you get here? Did you walk?
No. I was attacked by Sheltherazon. I stabbed it repeatedly from the mouth, but was bitten in half and swallowed. I do not know exactly where here is.
Did the dragon attack the city then?
Yes, Sheltherazon came to distract our forces. They were successful, but seemingly at great cost.
I thought the dragon was friendly, I say to Traver.
Well, your Sentinel thing said it protects life, and Sentinel thing works for the Undying Council, so I'm thinking lich kind of stuff.
And it was sent on a mission to exterminate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna
They were
say
just-
to in Leonin, are you sure our new friend is a new friend?
Oh, I think it's neutral. Like it's so far, it's responding to us and it's taking orders from us. And there's only half of it. Can't walk, from the look of it. So we could probably get out of its reach pretty quick. I don't think it's friend or anything. It's not automaton. You know, I don't think it's not like a warforge. I don't think. You know, it doesn't seem to have like opinions and stuff.
But it could have programming, and if it's programmed to hurt mortals,
did we ask it about
Well,
its maker?
It's programmed to... They were exterminating the city because the city would not join the Empire, if I am correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So as long as we are friends of this
Protectors.
Empire, we're fine. I think.
I don't think we need to fill it too much in on the politics. It's pretty agreeable so far. I say we just roll with it.
Sentinel, do you have the ability to contact your superiors?
I do not.
How would one go about contacting them?
The council was going into hibernation. Council members are revived in shifts.
What are the lengths of the shifts?
Hundreds or thousands of years, depending on the situation.
Who was last awake?
Grand Necromancer Vilsaris.
What was his whole deal?
Sentinel, report deal.
Sentinel vibe check.
aside from the necromancy. I'm sure they all come in different flavors, as every magical council does.
Grand Necromancer Volsaris oversaw the construction of this sentinel and many others. He was commander of the construct armies and oversaw the extermination effort.
How many are on the council?
I can't tell if that's in-game sound or somebody's environment.
It's probably in-game sounds. Sorry, what was that?
How many necromancers were on the council, or how many people are on the council?
The council consists of 15 members.
Holy shit.
What are their names?
I do not have the names of all council members. I was only asked to take orders from Grand Necromancer Volsaris.
Was he the one who created you?
Yes.
Why are they hibernating?
The Council of the Undying requires rest to replenish their physical forms.
How does replenishment work?
Energy is harvested from the lessers and infused into the Undying.
Do you have any insight into what this process looks like?
That is outside my function.
This is an out-of-game question. Did V ever show us that purple gem? And we discussed it. I can't remember if we discussed it as a group.
We all had the gems.
Yeah, but then you guys gave it to V because she asked for it.
Because it was Merrick who knew something about the process of sometimes the trapping of inside of the gem.
Yeah.
And we ran into folks from Melangar who were like, "Yeah, we can't fix this, but a spirit healer could, or a soul."
Oh, and did it have necromancy? I think it didn't have that energy.
Spirit,
okay.
Necromancy adjacent, for sure.
So what if there's a connection with the process, Merrick, you mentioned, and the black market and that the gem that V has? It seemed like the golem was really drawn to you. Do you still have that on your person?
I pull it out.
Wait, hold on a second. He'll stand between the sentinel and V, just so maybe it can't see the thing.
If this thing's from an empire of necromancy, and it got excited when V got close, maybe it was hoping for that as a power source. And I don't know if we want to feed it a soul, because if it's going to get dangerous,
not feeding it. I'm just trying to connect the dots, as they say, whether or not maybe the item that was from the black markets or wherever, if perhaps they're connected.
Rather than showing it to it, can we just describe it to him and see if he recognizes it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll
in the pocket.
Sentinel, do you know of an object that's purple and contains a mortal spirit? Like a stone?
A vessel.
Yes, what do you know about vessels?
Soul vessels. Portable power sources. This unit was powered by one.
Yeah, let's not give it to him.
The spirit of the elemental served for now.
Well, that answers my question that I was about to ask.
Everyone's the far off stare, debating internally the morality of soul gem G's. You're in the way. I
mean, guys, we're talking about, we have the location of the center, an entire, well, at least one of the empires that were here. Apparently there were multiple.
And apparently the seat of the Undying is what we're trying to find.
And there's a friendly dragon. Or what?
Apparently no one's gotten that far yet. and made it back to tell the tale.
I mean, maybe they didn't know what we know. You know?
I think it's very likely that no one knows what we know now. This is extremely random.
I agree. I don't believe that anyone else would, especially because of the fact that we've made sure to keep very good notes and lots of maps and things to piece together this mystery. But necromancy, it is a magic that it's awful. It's very dangerous if we're going to be heading where there's lots of them, potentially. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're still sleeping or they have awoken, but Lady Dulcinea, what do you suggest we do?
Well, even if we're the first to hear this information, we know it's bleeding through south. Remember Theodore with the council weights? That sounds familiar. And this thing's energy was giving off waiting. Seems to be a theme. I think the only thing we can do is go forward.
Sentinel, do you know how the council members are awakened when it's their shift?
Council members are awakened by the previous council members.
Is there a protocol for if all of the council members fall into hibernation at the same time?
The council wakes. The protocol is a time release. All council members will wake. It is surmised if a council member cannot complete the cycle, then the Empire has fallen. And if the Empire has fallen, the council members will return to reclaim it.
How?
They will utilize the extensive network of weapons and magics they have put in this land.
What?
What if... I mean, like, there's only certain spots where the weird stuff happens. Things can't go south of the running water.
Yes?
What if it's just, like, all the weird stuff? All the
That's what I
scary
was
stuff,
thinking.
all the haunting is just, like, dug into the ground somewhere. Like, it's just, like, there's just, like, I knew a guy who was working on this invention to send messages without magic, right? Through just like pulses and long cables. I don't think it ever worked, but the concept could work with magic, right? Like a network of... I don't even know. Like, V, could you build like a necromantic defense system into a
If
whole
I were
country?
an undying creature or a system of undying council older than the oldest memories we have with many lifetimes to work on it, I could do something, I'm sure. Whether that's laying things under the ground, whether that's using ley lines, whether that's creating some method to grab souls to feed off of every winter.
So
are you implying that...
Anything is theoretically possible. None of the magic that we've seen here has really any precedence.
So is
And
this...
with the magic we know, there's already so much we could do.
So are you implying that perhaps these pulses or these waves and these occurrences, it's a way to awaken all of the council members in some way? Like some kind of, like you said, network underneath or somehow?
No, it could be a way to awaken the council members. The council members could have already awakened and sundered the entire continent, and this is just what lies in the wake of their broken machinery. It could be what sustains the slumbering council members, and whoever is awake is simply elsewhere, indisposed, trapped somewhere.
It could be
anything.
Runes. It could be automatically triggered by the absence of the council, whatever that is. We don't know if they're around or if they're waking up, but this might mean that there's a way to just stop all of this and open up the continent for full-on settlement. Like, just remove all of the scary crap by shutting down the system. Wherever the center is, probably there.
And he points at the big skull on the map.
It thrived once before.
Yeah. Forget the prize. Forget finding the passage. We could open up the whole continent for settlement.
Well, how do you propose we do that? Against 15 necromancers, or potentially? I'm not sure.
I mean, well, if they were awake, they'd have taken it back right by now, right? We wouldn't even be able to.
Not necessarily.
You don't think?
After thousands and thousands of years of sleep, they could be depowered.
Oh,
They
maybe
could definitely be waking up.
they're waiting again to replenish their powers to get stronger, which is exactly what they're doing, waiting for the perfect time to strike.
Or they're all already dead. And this is just what happens when their magic has been left unattended for thousands of years.
Yeah, I think this is just like a security system that was left behind. I think we just gotta figure out how to turn it off.
I think we just have to move forward until we get more information.
There is an alternative. Move backwards and tell everyone here what we know now and get more people working on it.
And let somebody scoop our discovery? I mean, realistically, if we give somebody this much, they're just gonna send more resources out and take it out from under us, and our name's gonna be lost in the whole thing. I don't know about you, but
I mean,
credit.
the worst case scenario, though, is you have 15 necromancers who are awake and gaining power, and then your name is lost because you died nameless in the wilderness and no one buried your bones.
That's a good point.
But also something about this is afoot. So because of the fact that back at Haven's Gate, he had a piece of what V saw, the stone. All I'm saying is, what if some of the people we may tell are actually working with said necromancers? So,
what if it's that weird cult?
Yes, with the white robes and such. And yes, I don't know if it's smart. And now maybe I just have gained distrustful of everyone. But I'm just saying it's a possibility that the network could be growing. They could be gaining followers and oh gosh.
There's a lot of politics, man.
A lot of
Trevor goes
guys-
to start burying the.
While you guys discuss with this broken golem, up at the front of the cave, at the mouth, Meat paws at the cave wall, this thick section of bone. And a small trail of blue energy slips out of it and goes into Meat. Meanwhile, about 50 kilometers away, at the crash site of the ship of Degris Fahrenheit, the Prince and his new Frontier Knight contingent are stripping the site of all of its goods. The leader of the Frontier Knight contingent, a woman known as Black Mercy. Take all of it, strip everything you can. Leave nothing behind that we cannot use in our journey. And the prince steps up to Black Mercy. Your assistance has been invaluable on the road. Certainly you were a great help when you discovered that traitor in my ranks. But of course, my prince, I never stopped serving your father in the war. The old ways are best. And after you succeed at this task, we'll be able to bring them back. Of course, once I become a great hero. Of course, my prince. Once you become a great hero. And the last thing is a few days ago, during the death of the poor elven woman stabbed through the chest. As she falls to the ground, she can feel her life being drained from her. And her spirit slips deep into the earth, into a long, expansive network of expanse steel that channels her more fuel for the undying. Thank you all for joining us today. That is it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for joining us. We've only got 3 more episodes, guys. Stuff's popping off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Plot is happening.
Oh my God.
That's the episode for today. Thank you to my players for joining me. Thank you to you, our incredible viewers, for watching, liking, subscribing, doing all that fun stuff. Do all those things. Thank you, everyone who supports and follows and patrons us and donates to little tokens and everything. And that's it for today. So until next time, everyone, the council waits.
It's D&D, it's D&D, it's D&D, it's D&D. We all agreed to play some D&D. That means role-playing, fighting and slaying, solving puzzles, maybe it's just me. But you guys won't.
No, we won't.
You guys just don't.
No, we don't.
Follow a single plotline through and through.
I want to be serious for a moment.
I'm not complaining, but instead of gaming, you find the weirdest other things to do. There was adventure, but